Welcome back to Real Phonies, where we take a love for movies and television and we combine it with very little knowledge about movies and television. I'm your host, Christian. Joined with me, as always, are my co-hosts, Joseph.
Yellow.
And Jehu. Is there a Pandora version of the caca? What animal on Pandora would make the caca sound?
Okay. I was about to say that there's something that this could go racist, the way that you've just framed this, and I don't know how, but I just feel it in my bones.
I feel like I can't talk about this until we get to spoilers in this, but I think that we won't meet the caca Pandora animal till the next one.
Oh, good one. I mean, you say it could have gone racist. I didn't intend it to be at all. However, my first thought was like a primate of some sort, like a lemur, like a caca or a Pandoran lemur. We're talking about Avatar: Way of Water.
We sure are.
14 years later, James Cameron's back with his Star Wars, I guess, continuing the story of the Sully family. Jake and Neytiri have children now, and the Sky People have returned, so they flee to a new home and a new tribe when a villain from their past mysteriously returns.
Boy, I love how much shit you just glossed over there, because that's one of the things that drives me fucking nuts about this movie. We haven't gotten into it.
I just did exactly what Jake does the first 10 minutes of film.
10 minutes of film!
Yeah, I did sit there, and I'm curious how everyone feels, but sitting in the theater watching this movie, and we get through like 20 minutes of exposition, which really didn't bug me. It didn't make me mad, but I did think to myself, this movie's fucking 3 hours. What's next?
That's what I'm saying, my man.
Like, there's so much story in 20 minutes of that movie that you're like, what the fuck could happen?
It feels like it was almost a whole nother movie.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, we just skipped that one, I guess.
At that point, I looked at my watch and I was like, it's going to be an hour before we get to water. And when we got to water, I looked at my watch and it had been exactly a fucking hour.
I'm surprised it takes that long.
I'm not surprised, because there's an insane amount of shit that they try to cram into this movie.
So on that note, okay, so it's same people from the first fucking film, and then there's some children.
Yep.
And I didn't take a second to learn any of their names.
No, that's fine.
What do we think of this movie, y'all?
It's long.
It's long.
I don't know. What do you guys think I thought of this movie? And I don't mean that in a cheeky guess what I really don't know what I thought of this movie.
You don't know where you stand on.
I don't know where. I know I had a good time in it, but I also know I probably had a good time in the first one, and then I never watched it again, which was why I was, even though it was a completely dumb, simple movie, at the beginning of this, I was still like, what the fuck is going on? You know, who had a baby in the back to tank? Like, you know, but
I was also going to make a baby in a back to tank joke.
That's a great joke.
I will say this is the main thing I came out of this movie thinking. And again, this is not me designating quality or lack of quality. This is just something, it's a thing we complain about, but this is, I really figured out how I want to word this now. A 3-hour movie is a 3-hour movie because it's a 3-hour movie. You know what I'm saying? This movie wanted to have the gravitas of a 3-hour movie. It wanted to be able to say, this is an epic movie. And to do that, we got to hit the 3-hour movie. And because of that, I think there's a few things that could have been handled in a montage.
Nah, I don't think so.
No, I don't think a montage... We'll talk about it more in spoilers. I do agree with you on that, though. And we'll talk about more. Joseph, what do you think about this movie?
It's fine. Overall, it's way too long. And there's way too much stuff in it. It was one of those things where I think, like, the ending is fun. It's visually spectacular. By the time we got to, like, the climax of the film, I was, like, on board. But there was a bit, and it was, like, an hour and 40 minutes in, where I went with my uncle, and, like, he drove me there. But it was, like, an hour and 14 minutes in where they introduced the telepathic whales, and I'm like, fuck this shit. I can't do this anymore. And I probably would have left.
Oh. Sarah
was, just from the first mention, she was like, nah, fuck that. She was not going to watch this movie. So I went to see it with my buddy Austin, and he was a good guy to see it with because he had decided before he walked through the door that he loved this. So, you know, I feel like if I was watching it with someone that I had to worry about whether or not this was a miserable experience for them, I might have had a miserable experience in it. But I had a pretty good fucking time.
Well, that's good.
Here's the thing. There's just so much that's weird about this movie because it feels exactly like a video game and exactly like a National Geographic special. And those don't seem like things that should go together. And it seems like someone who would like one of those things would fucking hate the other thing. So I don't know how this is pleasing so many people, but it
is worldwide.
I think I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about this before, but during the days of living the life, I had this animal that I talked about called the once a yearer, who are just people who come to see one movie once a year. And you can always tell them. Sometimes they look a little too poor to be there. Sometimes they look a little too rich to be there. Sometimes they just look like the kind of person who's, still watching a TV on antenna out of spite, but you just see them once a year. And sometimes it makes sense. Sometimes it's a Star Wars or an Endgame. And sometimes it's, American Sniper or My Big Fat Greek Wedding. But whatever it is, it's always just people you don't usually see at the theater. So I didn't think this movie had much of a hope for success because those people already came out for Top Gun. Mm-hmm. But they showed up for this shit, man. Mm-hmm. And I guess they really liked it.
Well, guys, I hate to be the one to say it. I had a fucking blast from this movie. I don't think as negatively towards Avatar 1 as most people do.
Right.
Like, most people make the complaint that it's fucking Fern Gully, Pocahontas, Dance with the Wolves. Totally agree. 100% on board. I just don't really give a shit.
Right.
I had fun in Avatar 1. I haven't watched it a lot. It's very long. I did watch it leading up to this movie.
Right.
I've seen it twice in the last few years. And I think everything that's good about Avatar 1 is improved in Avatar 2.
I would agree with that.
I think the visuals are better. I think it doesn't feel as copycat-y as Avatar 1 does. I would say there are things that I have major issues with, kind of the two that we've already talked about. I did not like the whales.
See, I liked the whales. That was actually the point where I got on board.
We can talk about it more in spoilers. I have a couple of reasons why I don't like the whales. The other thing is, to your point, Hurt, I think it's too long. 3 hours, 10 minutes is too long. It's also too long when in the first 30 minutes of the movie, an event happens with the villain and the children, and then that happens like 2 more fucking times in the movie. Right. And at that point, we could at least take one of those out. Maybe all of them.
I mean, definitely by the third fucking time, it's like, okay, fuck these kids.
Yeah. They have yet to learn their lesson.
Right.
And that I did not enjoy because that feels like, okay, we're just repeating this story to get me to the 3 hour mark. And it didn't feel like we got any growth and fucking...
Let me ask y'all guys this. How did you all watch it?
IMAX.
No, I did too.
Yeah.
I haven't watched an IMAX 3D movie since Fury Road. Mm-hmm. And, I've talked about this a lot on the pod. I have a lot of vision problems. 3D doesn't always work for me. It has to be real fucking good.
Yep.
And the 3D in this was real fucking good.
It's fantastic. I mean, the visuals of this movie, I don't think anybody is saying they're bad.
But, man...
It doesn't feel 3D. That's what I thought was interesting.
I felt that too.
But... staring at that for like 3 hours through those fucking glasses started to wear on me.
I mean, the glasses just annoy me.
Yeah. Pinching my nose. I don't know.
Okay, so here's the big question. Better or worse than Transformers?
Start with somebody else.
I'm going better than Transformers.
I'm going better than Transformers. I would say the first one's better than Transformers. I would say I probably decided I disliked the first one way after seeing it. While I watched it, I thought it was a pretty good time. It's just later I decided, that movie's so formulaic, and it's, I don't know, it's just a fucking feel-good hippie vibe movie and stuff like that.
Well, I'll go ahead and just say mine is worse than Transformers just because it's longer than Transformers.
Right, fair enough.
But I wanted to come back because my dad has given me 2 of my favorite movie reviews anyone's ever given anything of all time.
Right.
Which I'm spoiling the ending of this for everybody because of the context. But he was trying to remember. I think it was like Zoe Saldana. And he was like, "What's that actress? She was in that anti-American movie with the blue people. And I sat there for 5 solid seconds, and I was like, Avatar? He's like, yeah, that's the one. I was like, yeah, that's fair enough.
That's hilarious. So spoilers?
Yeah, spoilers.
Oh, we might as well get into spoilers. I mean, the big spoiler in this, I don't think... Was anybody shocked when it happened? I was like, oh, yeah, the most interesting character in this movie had to come back.
Yeah, Quaritch.
Yeah.
I was sure that wasn't his actual name. Like, I saw it on the IMDb, and it's like, I don't remember anybody saying that a word that stupid in this movie, but apparently that is his name. Quaritch.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad they brought him back.
Right.
Because he is, I guess, a compelling villain. I don't know that I love the make him an Avatar.
So, like, oh, God.
Okay, here's the thing. Going out of Avatar 1, literally the thing I loved about it most was, getting in barstool rants about I was positive it was set in the same universe as Aliens.
Totally can be.
And one of my arguments is that, what's Stephen Lang's the name of the actor?
Yeah.
I was like, that dude's a fucking replicant. Nobody can take the punishment that dude took. He's a goddamn replicant. And for him to just turn out to be a blue guy, they should have just made him a robot.
So here's my big problem with it. I think a robot would be way fucking cooler,
Right.
number one. Number two, why couldn't they just have put Jake's brother's memories in his fucking
100%.
Avatar body in the first film?
Right.
Wouldn't that have accomplished the exact same goal as using Jake and not have this, I mean, let's be honest, kind of a liability coming to Pandora?
Right.
Like,
That's a really good flaw in the whole fucking premise.
Yeah, I mean, look, I want to knock down a couple of the major things we set up in the first hour of the movie because it really, I think, emphasizes how much shit there is going on here all at the same time. So we got, at the end of the first movie, Jake and Neytiri drove off the Sky People, and the fact that Jake calls them the fucking Sky People just irks me to no fucking
Because they're just him.
It just makes me so fucking angry. But, the victory goes away instantly because now they've drove away those people and there's like tenfold more people who are now coming back, landing, and now terraforming Pandora to become the new Earth. They have kids. They have like 2 kids. They have the fucking back tank baby that's just Sigourney Weaver again, but she has like super nature powers.
Oh, just to pause there. Did you guys know that from the beginning?
What?
That Sigourney Weaver was playing her team.
I did.
I knew that Sigourney Weaver was back, but I wasn't sure how.
No, I knew she was.
I
knew
realized
she was that
it
role.
about a third of the way into the movie, and then it was the only thing I could do.
She does not. She cannot sound like a child.
No, she's fucking like 65.
Yeah, 100%. They have another Na'vi kid. There's the fucking Colonel's kid who's a human who his name is fucking Spider for whatever goddamn reason, who gets raised as like an avatar, a Na'vi, but is just a person in a loincloth and a goddamn mask that he has to wear all the goddamn time that fucking Neytiri doesn't like. And then, the same Space Marines we killed in the first one, I guess all of their consciousnesses were uploaded to some kind of fucking super space cloud and got downloaded into giant blue bodies, which, again, seems like we could have done that the first time, if that's what you're going for, to come and fucking kill Jake because, he's destroying the Earth things they want to do. And now the fucking new Colonel Quaritch, is that what it is? New Colonel Quaritch has like a slight existential crisis about the fact that he's not the original Colonel Quaritch.
It's very self-aware.
It's so strange. And then, they come down and they fucking fuck shit up and they drive Jake and his family off, but they capture Spider, who has mixed feelings about the fact that it's sort of his biological father, but it's also sort of not because he's a giant avatar guy.
But also the kind of the people he grew up with.
But also kind of the people that he grows up with. And it's just like, we haven't even gotten to the water yet. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
I mean, I agree. I feel like the first hour of this movie could have been an hour and a half and then call that Avatar 2. And then The Way of the Water is Avatar 3.
Put it on fucking Disney Plus.
Right.
Do like a TV show that like gets me caught up a little bit and then start that.
I mean, they're going to make 5 of these. Why not 6?
Yeah. The Quaritch bit, I do think is kind of interesting because it makes me think of like, one, if you were super racist and reincarnation were real and you were aware of it and you woke up one day in a different race's body, how would you feel? And I think it's Quaritch. He's like, this is not fucking me. I am alive, but this is not me. This is not who I am. Yeah, listen, that's a fucking mess. It is a mess.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not arguing with you at all. I just
Also,
ignore it.
Wouldn't it? It seems like it would be more cost effective to just make everyone who wants to come to Pandora into an avatar
Yeah, apparently.
than terraforming the planet.
Yeah.
What's his butt? The guy who plays Jake. What's his name?
Sam
Worthington.
Sam Worthington.
We got there.
So he was in a movie called Titan.
Clash of the Titans?
Nope.
Oh.
He was in a movie called Clash of the Titans. That is
and
true.
another movie called Clash of the Titans.
And a movie called Titan, which the general premise is that Earth, of course, is dying, and we have to send people to Saturn's moon Titan. But we instead of terraforming the planet, we terraform the people. And so he becomes like this creature that can breathe the air. It's fucking Avatar.
Right.
It is Avatar on Netflix, and it makes kind of way more sense. But it's shitty, but it makes more sense. So the whales.
Okay, here's the thing with the whales. This is
It
totally...
reminds you of Voyage Home.
Actually, what it reminded me of is, a lot of things with me are cat-centric. We have this one cat named Pookie. We did not name Pookie. But Pookie...
Wait, who named it Pookie?
The previous owner of Pookie.
Okay.
named it.
I was worried that Pookie named himself Pookie.
Which would have been way cooler.
Yeah.
Well, kind of. Because the thing is, cats do not give a shit about their name. They don't give a fuck. When you get a cat from somebody, you can just call it whatever you want to. They don't care. Except for Pookie. Pookie is so into her fucking name. Like, you say Pookie and she immediately just looks right at you. But Pookie has been outcast by the other cats. The other cats just fucking hate Pookie. And sometimes that causes more trouble than other, but in this last week, it's been really a lot of issues. So I connected emotionally with the outcast psychic whale. I was like, oh, that's Pookie. And later, when Pookie goes buck wild, that was my stand-up and cheer moment. So I was very into the psychic whales.
So one of my big complaints with Avatar 1 is the entire concept of unobtainium. That
They throw that shit right out the window.
Yeah. And I think James heard the complaints.
Yep.
And then he's like, you know what's better? Fucking brain fluid from whales that stop aging.
Right.
That's way dumber than unobtainium.
Right.
Just unobtainium, it being a mineral that we want, that's fucking realistic. You just chose a shitty name. This is just fucking bullshit. You threw at a wall, you took darts.
I think he was like, the destroying the planet for a rock is not tugging at people's heartstrings as much as I want to.
Let's
from
kill mammals.
Let's kill mammals. I think is absolutely what he was coming at it from.
It definitely... The only thing I can say good for about that ended up being the whole point is before we got to that, I was like, why are we spending so much fucking time killing this whale? Like, why are we making such a show of it? And I guess that's why, because the whole point of the movie was the whale brain fluid.
Can we talk about the water Navi for a second?
Sure.
I think they're way fucking cooler than normal Navi. One, they look cooler.
They do look cooler.
Fucking jacked forearms, thick ass tails, and the main dude is the crazy guy from Sunshine. And I love that guy. He needs to be in more stuff. That's my entire argument. I think it's a solid one.
I think to Hert's point of like the once a year people. What has James Cameron tapped into that about like the general public that nobody else can fucking figure out? Because every time he makes a movie, it's like a gajillion dollar movie.
The problem is he's only made 3 in 20 years.
Yeah. I think the thing that he's caught on to is that maybe we're all furries. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we all just want to stare at sexy, skinny, giant cat people. Maybe that's like what he's like. He's right. That's apparently like the numbers would say.
Right.
He's right. We're all fucking furries.
I do think a big part of it is that when you watch this, it's all you need to watch. You need to watch Avatar 1, and then you need to watch Avatar 2. With Star Wars, with Marvel, with Lord of the Rings now, there's so much peripheral material that you kind of feel like you're missing out on if you don't engage with. I think this is the only, one of these franchises that you just have to watch the movie.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree. I don't know.
I mean, I think that is true. I would say it's true right now, though. It's not going to be that way in 5 God knows how many years it's going to take to make them come out. But
Right.
Soon, this will be a 10-plus hour franchise.
I literally wonder if I'll live to see the end of this.
Yeah. It's a legitimate question.
Because
It depends on who makes it longer, you or James Cameron.
Because, I mean, it's like between 1 to 3, 13 years.
Yep.
Like, when's the next one scheduled? Do we have a schedule?
2
on this?
years, and it's done filming.
Okay.
Yeah, they did 2 and 3 back to back. And they've already started filming 4, is my understanding, because they're the kids.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
So, other thing I wanted to touch on, since we're talking about kind of the Na'vi and whatever, why did this movie have to be an Avatar movie? I feel like 75% of it is mostly just like a standard, like, teen drama of, like, dad moves to a new town, we don't fit in with the new kids, but we, like, discover our identities and then fit in with the new kids and go on teen adventures. Right. And, like, there's a little bit at the beginning that's not that, and there's a little bit at the end where it's a big, like, super battle on a ship or whatever, but the rest of it, like, why are we doing this in Na'vi land?
So,
Because it looks cool?
I guess so. I don't know.
speaking of the kids, you said you couldn't tell the kids apart. I had them named within the first 5 minutes of seeing them. There was the second son. He's Rebel Kid. He's your point of view character. There's Sigourney Weaver, goth kid. She's a little put out by all of it. There's the youngest kid, hostage.
Yep.
There's the human kid, outcast, learning to be part of the family. And so then at that point, it's like, well, what's the oldest kid? Oh, he's dead.
100%.
Yeah.
Like the second
Very
you
clear.
realize it's the only point he has. A big problem with the first one and with this one, even though I'm saying I enjoyed both, is they both feel very much like scripts. Like everything plays a part in a script. And that guy, he's the guy who has to die in this.
It's just one of those things where at any point, like, the thing that makes a death effective in a story is when, like, it feels like you've cut something off.
Right.
You know, right? And I guess if you could see it from, like, the parent's perspective, you know, it's like, oh, I raised this kid. But there's absolutely nothing to him. He has no personality.
Right.
He has no ambitions. There's no storylines that are exclusive to him. He doesn't have a girlfriend.
Right.
He's not, like, doing anything. He doesn't have, like, a special bond with his parents. He has absolutely nothing to do besides die.
I mean, he should have been the one that connected with the water chief's daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it wasn't so obvious.
And then that sets up the next one for the second son and her to get together. This is not that hard, guys.
Right.
I will say in James's defense here, and I'm not trying to pull this card, I'm the only one at the table with children. It actually is really fucking emotional and effective as a parent.
Well,
like, all 3 times the kids are in danger, fucking hard to watch. And I had people be like, hey, should I watch it? And I'm like, how comfortable are you watching a movie and not thinking, this is not my child about to be shot? And they're like, oh, I'm not good at that. Don't fucking watch this movie.
I will say this. I've heard a lot of complaints that they don't give Zoe Saldana enough to do in this movie.
She doesn't get a lot.
But, man, she has...
She delivers when she's
so
on screen.
good when she's there. Yeah.
Fucking delivers. Like, when that kid dies, I don't really care until Zoe Saldana.
Agreed. Yeah, I would agree with that.
As much as you can get emotional about a computer-generated blue woman grieving over her son, she sells it.
Yeah. No, and even go back and watch the first one. She's so fucking killer in both of these movies. She really, really nails it.
On a related note of actor caliber, why is Kate Winslet in this movie?
You know, he made a movie about water with her once. I thought I should do it again.
I think it's purely because she said she wouldn't work with him again, and he just couldn't handle that. She was like, well, I've got to get her in this movie. Also, the end of this movie was 100% just like, I sure learned a lot about sinking ships while I was making that other movie. Let's reuse some of that knowledge.
You know what? I had a fucking blast.
Oh,
too.
that was maybe the best part of the movie.
I was like, dude, sci-fi Titanic. That's an idea. Write that down. We're gonna do that.
There's definitely like a best of James Cameron all over this. You know, like there's some Titanic, there's some Avatar 1, there's some The Abyss, there's some fucking Terminator. There's like, you know, there's a little bit of everything in there.
Well, even going back and watching Avatar 1, now when you like phrase it like that. There's even a little bit of fucking True Lies in there too, like hanging out of helicopters and people hanging off buildings and shit. Like that's there, and certainly in this one there is. His obsession with the sea is very, very prevalent.
So do you think that means we'll eventually get to time travel?
Oh, fuck. I don't know. What would be the mechanic for that?
I don't know.
I will guarantee you on this podcast right now, if time travel gets introduced in one of these movies, that is when I will walk out of the theater. That exact second.
I did hear, I mean, this is totally off topic, but I heard his justification, like how he came up with the idea for time travel for Terminator. Have you ever heard this?
No.
So he was going to direct Piranha 2, and he got fired 10 days into filming.
Right.
And so he's like, I wanted to make a movie. He's like, this is what I had at my disposal. I had L.A., because that's where I lived, and a cheap budget. Those were the two things I had to work with. He's like, I had no money for travel, and so what can I do to like make that work? And so then he was like, well, I'll have time travel. I'll just send someone from the murderer from the future, comes back, and then he came to the whole grandfather paradox and things like that.
Right.
But it purely was financial because he couldn't tell. No one was going to give the guy who got fired from Piranha 2 money to make a future sci-fi movie.
So essentially, he was always this guy. It was always about what
this is
I
how
can
he makes
viably
movies.
do at this point.
No, for sure. This is how he makes movies. He talks about, like, he sees something in his head, and he's like, that would be really cool to see on screen, and he writes to that. So, like, for Avatar, it was, like, seeing the fucking, like, jellyfish things. He was like, oh, that'd be really cool looking. And they wrote a fucking 3-hour movie off of that. That's how he writes movies. I'm not saying it's the right way.
Right. No, I mean, obviously it's working for him.
I mean, counter-argument, is there a James Cameron movie that you absolutely hate? I mean, I know no one likes the guy, but do you hate any of his work?
No, and one of them's one of my all-time favorites, T2.
Yeah. T2. I love The Abyss. I think The Abyss fucking kicks.
I mean, you know, it's easy to rag on, but Titanic is a great movie.
It is, yeah. Especially for its time, and it holds up really, really well. And Joseph, you're silent.
No, you're not wrong. He doesn't make like bad movies.
It's also kind of annoying, though, for him to be this guy who is just unbelievably excited. I mean, I think you have to say he's probably the most successful director of all time.
Yeah, just financially for no other reason.
But then he spends all of his money to like build submarines to go to the 7 miles underwater, and he disappears for 5 fucking years and makes you wait a decade for his next movie.
Right.
Like, that feels pretentious and feels ultra wealthy.
It does.
I don't know. This movie's fine.
It's fine.
I'm excited to watch it again.
Why did Kate Winslet have to hold her breath for 7 minutes also?
I think to Hert's point, just as for the first one is because Cameron could do it. That was just because she could do it.
But like, where would that have been in the movie?
Oh, I think they've like filmed takes underwater and just made them hold their breath forever.
Oh, okay, like repeated takes sort of things. Okay, that's less glamorous.
There's no point in the movie where her character is really even underwater.
That's
so
what
I don't know when it happened.
Yeah, fuck.
There's definitely a second 3-hour movie of shit they did not put in this movie. I'm sure of that.
One of the weird, I don't know, I'm getting into the nitpicky territory since we seem to be closing out. But Jake Sully sure seemed to turn these a water tribe Na'vi around to murder so fast for a tribe that was like fundamentally it was such a taboo that they wouldn't even consider it. Like, it wasn't even an option. And then Jake Sully shows up with a gun and is like, but now, like, you can see them. We should kill them. He's like, yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
It gets to a point where he's like talking him out of it. He's like, hey, you guys need to tone down on the fucking murder.
It flips very quickly. Yeah. It does go. They are against murder, and then like the one tribe gets lit on fire. They're pro-murder.
Right.
They get the taste of blood and they like it.
Yeah. Then the fucking whales. So.
Then the fucking whales.
So where do you think we go after this?
We know where we go. Do you know this?
No, I don't.
We go to the Fire Na'vi because the shit is just Avatar. Right. It's not a good look for James. So it's going to be a Fire Na'vi. Quaritch, the rumor is not the villain of the film, that there will be bad Na'vi in the next one.
Well, I mean, fire was going to be one of my guesses. I was assuming we're going to do elements. That's why I said, we'll get to Kaka later because there's going to be, even though we've had flying animals on this, there's going to have to be at some point an extra air Novi.
I think we probably didn't contextualize the first one being, what are they called? Omaticaya people?
Right.
I think they are supposed to be the air Navi.
Okay.
But he hasn't said that. And
Right.
They do fly on things, though. So
Right.
maybe there is, like, in the Hallelujah Mountains. I'm deep in the Avatar lore.
I know. Why do the mountains float?
I think they explained it in the first.
they
I don't
do.
remember.
And I
Magnets.
haven't watched the first.
That's it. Good. I'm doing it.
There's some minerals that they're fucking magnetized. Having said that, if you go to Animal Kingdom, you go to Pandora, the fucking floating mountains are super cool.
Yeah.
Super cool to look at.
I feel like I would be a really bad Navi because I would never go under the mountains. I was like, somebody's going to turn this off at some point, and I don't want to be under it.
That's your conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
The mountains will fall. Yeah. Fucking Avatar, The Way of Water.
Yep.
Go see it in theaters, because when it's out of theaters, it will not be worth it.
I absolutely would agree with that.
I don't think it'll look as good because the bragging of this is that, it's all computer generated, but there's no Uncanny Valley. There's plenty of Uncanny Valley in this, but there also is places where you totally buy into it.
Yeah. A lot of rain shots, and that's when it fucking looks the best, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Dark and in the rain, and fucking like Natiri will like turn around a tree, and you're like, shit, that looks fucking real.
Right.
It looks real. It's unbelievable. But does that make it a good movie?
I don't know. I
I
genuinely don't know.
I don't know.
I think what makes a good movie is whether or not you enjoyed the experience,
Yeah.
which can sometimes make a bad movie a good movie.
Yeah,
And I'm not
Gravity.
saying that's what this is, but I'm saying I did enjoy this experience.
It's the closest I felt since watching Gravity.
Right.
Which is that seeing it in a theater, like you experience it. Gravity, I think, is a shitty movie. I cannot watch it at
Right.
home. It was one and done. The one plus it has is it's half of the runtime.
Yeah.
Right.
But I have nothing else.
All right. Avatar: Way of Water.
I think that's it. I think that's all I got.
Yeah. I guess we'll go see the next one.
I'll see the next one.
Oh, of course I'll do.
Yeah.
What else am I doing with my life?
My 7-year-old has determined it's his favorite film franchise.
All right.
Yeah, Austin is obsessed with fucking Avatar. And so I have to, like, skip the tail bits in the first one.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's not real fucking, but it's close enough where...
I think
I'd rather explain real fucking.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I'd rather...
Again, he's at the correct age where that could fuck you up.
Yeah.
I think at a certain age, though, your brain just fills in the blanks to something you can understand. Like, I can remember... Hey, you guys ever watch Howard the Duck?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a part
They
where...
fucking that.
What's her name? Leah Thomas is
Yeah.
going through his wallet, and she finds his little duck condom. I was like, I don't know, like 7, 8 when I watched that. So I didn't know what a condom was, but everybody in the auditorium laughed. And I decided that it was a quarter wrapped in a piece of pantyhose. And I was like, well, yeah, that's funny, because why would somebody wrap a quarter in pantyhose?
This is much more graphic than that, though.
That's true.
But yeah, there's none of that in the second one. So I actually think the second one is more family-friendly than Avatar 1. Maybe it's because it's about kids. But.
Maybe. Also, did you notice your son misled you as to the plot of this movie?
He did. I think he got it confused with Avatar 1.
Or maybe he just thinks all blue people are the same.
Actually, it's funny because of your son, I came up with my own theory of what the plot was, and it wasn't that. My theory was Jake Sully was the villain of this movie.
Oh, that would have been way
like
better.
somehow, like wheelchair Jake Sully was alive as a separate person,
dude.
and he was angry because he's stuck in a chair, and Avatar Jake Sully's out there fucking.
That's way better.
I know. I was kind of disappointed.
That's so
that
good.
This thing that your son made me believe wasn't right.
It's also important to note that regular Jake Sully is kind of the villain in this movie, and that everything that happens is pretty much because of him.
That's true.
I mean, if I think if his son wasn't such of a fucking idiot, a lot of it would be better.
That's true.
If he was like, hey, don't do that, just come on home, it's not a big deal. He's like, fuck you, Dad, I'm going to do it anyway. And then, like, his sister almost gets shot. That's kind of on him. Like, the guardrails were there for a purpose, and he just didn't listen. You'll learn one day.
Anyway, Avatar: Way of Water. Well, what have we been watching the last week? But first, we got an email from another listener. I love this shit.
Dude, we're on a roll.
It's from our old pal Rick, who's been with us
Hey, Rick.
since the get-go, who is saying, love the podcast, but hadn't heard us talk about Everything Everywhere All at Once yet, and was curious if any of us had seen it. So have any of us seen it?
Have you seen it?
I've not seen it. I know that you really wanted to do a show on it.
I have
when
seen it.
Yeah.
I have also seen it.
It's fucking killer.
Go ahead.
So, like, the easy comparison for this movie is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, of course.
I think that's just a proximity thing, but yeah.
The time and the concept, kind of. I don't think that's fair to either movie. It's just... fucking... Hold on, just a second. Michelle Yeoh can still fucking get it. we can cut that out, but
but we're not gonna.
I just want to throw that out there. She could. I don't even need to know the birth date. The Kehu Kwan, or how do you say that guy's name? Just having a blast. I'm so happy that dude's back. It pulls on your heartstrings really well, while also being like cool and conceptual. I don't want to spoil it. It's a fucking blast. It's really, really good, really well acted, and I think conceptually very, very good. Much better than Transformers.
See, I think my problem with this was that if I had known nothing about this movie, I would have enjoyed it that much. But I think I got way too overhyped for me because I watched it and I thought it was okay, but it wasn't as good as everybody said it was.
Fuck you!
I know it. I don't like
Watch
either.
it 6 months ago when it comes out, Joseph.
I wanted to love it, and it's good. It's made by the same people who did Swiss Army Man and some other things. So I mean, it's definitely it's going to be weird and funny, and that's like definitely like part of it. I just feel my issue with it was I like the concept, and I think it's executed as well as it possibly could be within the budgetary constraints I think that they have.
I think they show. I think the budget shows.
100%. But I think they did more than it looks like. It looks like they had more money than I think they did. But for me, I think like a lot of the sci-fi stuff and just kind of the conceptual stuff took away from the emotional beats of the movie. So it wasn't like the big climactic moments and whatever, especially between Michelle Yeoh and her husband and her daughter, like didn't connect for me the same way. Just because like. I don't feel like the movie has invested me enough to care. I'm just more just getting beaten down by the visual spectacle and weird shit that's happening.
See, I think it balances it really well, but the movie that I would most closely connect it to, which we've talked about kind of recently on here, is Looper, and that's because it Looper tries to be more than like this sci-fi time loopy film, and I'm not sure it really necessarily does that.
Sure.
I think this movie is a family movie at its heart that also has this kind of crazy sci-fi coincidence thing going on. I feel like it's balanced well, but I could see how it cannot be.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think you have the correct take. I think it is a family movie first, and too much, but I just didn't feel the emotional connections got built enough. But it was one of Rick's favorite movies, so he was urging us to check it out if we haven't. But
see, I'm a little sad though that we did this now because I was hoping we'd do like top 5.
I think we still can.
And that's on there for me.
I should say the fact that you liked this and that Nips was disappointed in it is like the Venn diagram overlap that makes me think I should check this out.
Yeah, that's typically
quickly.
where you fall.
So we maybe if we do a best of show next week, this will make a feature.
Make the list. There you go. Well, anyway, so thanks, Rick. And to anybody else, please write in. We love hearing what you think. realphonies@gmail.com. But what else have we been watching?
So I'm going to make a pitch that I have made on this show before.
Oh, dear.
I'm going to do it a second time because it's relevant. People, watch the fucking Bad Batch, please. That show is so fucking good. Season 2 is back. And, like, the 3rd episode might be, like, the best episode of the show so far. And I just don't feel like enough people are talking about it.
I didn't know it was back. I will be watching that shit immediately.
They haven't really, like, advertised it hard. And I'm not sure why. I don't know if the reception to the first season wasn't great. But, one, like, I came in with severe reservations of this concept because I didn't love those, like, backdoor pilots in Clone Wars Season 7.
Right.
But, having said that, when it starts off killer. It's probably one of like the coolest Order 66 scenes we've gotten yet. And it really it establishes interesting characters. And those last few episodes where they go back to Kamino and you really kind of see how the clone story wraps up, I thought was super, super interesting. But what's really impressive, the number one thing that's most impressive is you have 5 characters that are essentially the same person, but kind of different, all voice acted by the same person. They're all 5 pretty fucking interesting.
Right.
And one of them, Crosshair, I think is like top 5 most interesting Star Wars character ever.
Right.
Like, I don't want to spoil it, but there is like a fucking twist with that guy that's killer. And this last episode was solely about him. Super, super interesting. Again, I know a lot of people like shit on Disney Star Wars, but I think if you go back the last 6 months and you look at the 12 episodes of Andor, Tales of the Jedi, and these first 3 fucking episodes of Bad Batch, it has been the best 6 months of Star Wars ever.
Well, and I mean, hopefully no one's bitching about Star Wars Disney animated, because that shit's been bulletproof.
Yeah, I think people find the first season to be a little disjointed. I didn't have that problem.
I didn't either. I loved it.
It is a great sequel to the Clone Wars.
And, you know, Tales of the Jedi that we just watched was fucking awesome.
Yeah. Please, I want all the seasons of this show.
Right.
Just keep fucking watching it. It's great. That's my...
Oh, my turn. So, guys, a few weeks ago, I mentioned something in text, and when it didn't turn into a tirade on this show, you guys must have thought you dodged the bullet, but you didn't. I'm now going to talk about Hee-Haw. So,
I talked about the guitar playing on Hee-Haw. In my defense.
Well, you know, I just know this fits into the category of one of those things, like when I go off on soaps or like when I go off on wrestling, that I know nobody wants to hear, but I have a quote-unquote captive audience here, so you have to listen to. For those who do not know, Hee-Haw was a variety show that ran from 1968 to 1991. Which is an incredible run.
Insanely long time.
You know, and it was based around country music, which is not my favorite genre of music, but it is the genre of music I most grew up with and most associate with my childhood. And this show just plays like a huge part in my childhood. If you've never seen the show, it basically is a bunch of corn-fed comedians fucking telling bad jokes in between country acts doing songs. You know, you do a couple jokes, and then there's also the joke songs. You know, first of all, I think one of the things I love about it is that it does most of its best stuff in the 70s and early 80s, and 70s hot is just the best hot. It's so sweaty and cocaine-y. You know, it's just everybody looks like... It legit looks like they're having a party. I love the bad jokes. Like 30 years before fucking Tim and Eric thought, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we just got on TV and told jokes that weren't funny, and it was funny because we were telling these jokes on TV? These guys did it, but it was actually charming. You know, unlike Tim and Eric, who I find off-putting.
We should dig into that.
You know, I don't know. I probably also have a fondness for this show because I think the single happiest moment of my entire life happened during this show, which was, I can remember it exactly. I was like 7 fucking years old. I was at my uncle's house, and he was watching Hee-Haw in the front. You know, because it was one of the things he kind of did when all he was getting ready to go play music and stuff. So I could have just been watching it with him, but I was watching it on a smaller black and white TV in the back room. And, you know, it was one of the things they had just, you know, sang the, you know, Doom, Despair, and Agony on Me song or something like that. And they go to the commercial, and the commercial is a commercial for The Empire Strikes Back. And up until this point, I did not know that movies really had sequels. And I lost my fucking shit. I was running through the house screaming. Nobody knew what was fucking wrong with me. So I have a lot of fondness for Hee-Haw tangentially to Star Wars.
I like that, like, 2 of your core memories are from Star Wars. I've never heard you talk about any other things from your childhood as much as the time that you saw something Star Wars.
Right. You know, and I think it also has something on it that is just sort of lost today as something that people is interested in. What you brought up when I brought it up before, which is musicianship. There's just some killer fucking musicians on this show.
Yeah.
Particularly who you mentioned, Roy fucking Clark, who is just a monster guitar player, who's just so fucking good.
Well, and he was like, what's so interesting about Roy Clark too, I mean, I don't know. I don't know this to be for a fact, but this is my, like, looking back on it, like known more as like actor comedian.
Right.
And then the dude would just fucking pick up a guitar and like blast some Malagania. And it would just
Malagania was the next thing I was going to talk about.
Fucking killer.
If you want to see somebody destroy a fucking guitar, just Google Roy Clark, The Odd Couple. He does that song on The Odd Couple, and you think he's going to break the fucking guitar in half. He's playing it so hard. It's fucking great. But yeah, he better than Transformers. You know, I don't know if I can recommend this to other people, but I know a lot of it's on YouTube, and it gives me some really good nostalgia feelings.
I mean, I was just going to say, not just Roy Clark, like, music was an important part of the show.
Totally.
And, like, real fucking professionals like playing that music.
They would have musicians as guests who just came out and played music. No singer. That's unheard of today.
Yep.
Look, I don't know how many of you are going to go out and try all of Hee Haw, but as somebody who did go and watch Roy Clark play Malagania, I do recommend that. You take nothing else away from it.
Did you do it because we were talking about
Roy
Clark?
100%.
Yeah. It's a fucking killer video. Because, you watch him, you're like, he's going to break the neck. Like, surely going to break a string. Like, he's just fucking murdering that thing. It's great.
Very good. For me, so the wife and I have been doing movie nights on Fridays.
That's sweet.
It is, because she's not usually into movies, so I have to be, like, careful. And this is not my best week.
So you're not doing the Ian thing and just making her watch it.
Correct. I try to play to my audience, but I get so angry. My wife's family, both her and her brother, are just like, pop culture illiterate is underselling it. Like they were raised in like a shipping container for like the 12 years of their life, I feel like. And they're the only people I've ever met in my entire life that haven't seen The Mummy.
Oh, shucks.
And so we watched The Mummy this week.
My wife's never seen The Mummy.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, she's terrified of mummies.
What?
Yeah. Terrified of them.
Is she terrified of being mummified or being attacked by a mummy?
Probably both. Even walk like an Egyptian freaks her out.
Well, that's a shame because that's a jam.
Anyway, so we watched The Mummy, the first one. Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz. To me, certified classic. To Val, pretty hokey movie. She didn't really like it.
Oh, that's too bad. That's disappointing. That's grounds for a divorce.
It's one of those things where I can totally see how nostalgia can cloud my judgment on this in a way.
Not on this, You're right.
Right. It's one of those movies that was just on TV all the time. So I've seen the second half of The Mummy, dozens of times probably. But yeah, I mean, look, she's a tough critic in general, but I think she felt like some of the hokiness in it was unintentional, but it was made in 1999. Like, we knew how to make movies that looked more modern than that movie. Mm-hmm. It's definitely like a throwback.
It's supposed to be a fun, campy throwback.
It's a stylistic choice, but she just did not like that. But I mean, I still really enjoyed it. It was a great time. I was surprised at how much movie there was before they released The Mummy, because again, I've pretty much exclusively seen the second half of this movie. So it's like, there's like a lot of shit that happens. There's like a boat ride.
They're competing with the Americans.
I don't remember much of that at all. I also know that from Twitter, at least according to Twitter, this is a lot of people's bisexual awakenings.
Everyone is hot in that movie.
I was about to say, much like Hee Haw, everyone in this movie is hot. Even the fucking big forehead guy from Four Weddings and a Funeral, completely fuckable.
So anyway, I still say The Mummy way better than Transformers.
Oh, totally.
Dude, Wrong Side of the River is the best line delivery of all time.
And the other thing that I'll talk about this week is I started playing, I've done a couple of video games, but one that I've really got into, free to play, the old game called Rocket League.
Yeah,
you've ever played Rocket League?
Yeah. You got cars. You play soccer with a four-wheeler.
It's about to say it's like soccer with Hot Wheels is essentially what the game is. There's 3 cars on each team, and there's a giant soccer ball that is frustratingly slow. And it's way too much fun.
Yeah. It's stupid fun.
It's one of those things where Ian will mock me for the amount of hours that I've put into Apex. It's a lot. It's a lot more than I feel comfortable talking about on this podcast. But if I had discovered this game first,
it would be that.
It would be that, because I'm still so bad at Apex. But yeah, Rocket League, if we get a late discovery for me, but maybe it's for you. Great game. Recommend. Cross-platform. Better than Transformers.
I would agree with that.
That's it.
Wow, no anime.
I mean, I can talk about
it.
No,
don't.
It's so important.
I opened Crunchyroll the other day, and I was like, no.
Gotta finish Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, I need to at some point. It's just so gory.
Yeah.
And I'm never alone.
Man, speaking of gory, that Evil Dead trailer you sent the other
Dude,
day.
fucking full of
That
it.
is so, like, what are they saving for the movie if that much shit's in the trailer?
It looks terrifying.
I know.
Because it's like a mother haunting her children.
Yeah.
Like, it looks fucking scary.
This feels like it's going to be a movie for not Christian.
No, I won't watch
Yeah.
it. Which sucks. Like, I love that franchise.
Right.
And I love Sam Raimi, and I realize he's like not directing, he's producing. I even liked the remake.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
The Freddie Alvarez one. This one, not for me.
Yeah.
It's not. I know that.
Yeah.
I haven't
That's good.
accepted it, but I know it.
I'm a real wuss about gore, and that trailer was a little much for me, so I know there's no way I'm going to be able to
Yeah.
handle
Because
it.
again, what did they put in the movie?
Right.
So next week, do we want to do best of?
Either best of or projection for this year. I think either one's fine.
I mean, we can do both
On the same episode?
if we want to.
Fine, fuck it. Let's do
Sounds
that.
good.
Alrighty, so that's going to be next week. If you have any thoughts on your favorite things from last year or your things you're most looking forward to next year, email us. Please rate, subscribe, tell your friends about the podcast. If you want to share your opinions, share all your things you want on the show, you can reach us at realphonies@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Real Phonies, on Instagram, Real_Phonies. Thanks to Zach Evans for art and Brian Velasquez for our theme. We'll see you guys later.
Later.
One thing I wanted to talk about beforehand, because it doesn't fit in any way to anything that we're going to talk about, but it's just something that is bothering me, and it's something we've talked about on the podcast before, which is that the internet has decided this week, I think because of the Golden Globes, that it's the time to complain about Austin Butler doing his Elvis voice way after the Elvis movie is over.
No,
And
fuck those people.
100%. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck are you? What would you want him to be? Just like a normal guy again? Fuck that.
Here's my problem with that entire argument is like Heath Ledger got so into the role of the Joker, he died. So Austin Butler got so into the role of Elvis, his accent kind of changed. I'll take number 2, thank you. Like, what's the counter argument?
Also, an accent is just learned behavior.
Yeah.
Like, you're not born with a southern
Yeah.
accent.
You can gain and lose it.
Right, exactly.
They'll fuck those
Yeah,
people.
fuck those people. I agree.
It's one of my favorite clips from this show. We're talking specifically about that, and Christian said, "I think so." Like, it is different, and Hurt says, "It's cooler." I was like, "Well, shit, it is cooler.
Yeah.
Stay with that."
Yeah, yeah.